I do apologize for not recording a commentary last week. AIDS-Free World was so absorbed in a particular subject that I simply lost track of time. I'll come to it in a moment, but first I want to underscore the news stories that emerged this last week about the 234 girls in Nigeria who were rescued from Boko Haram when they'd been abducted. They were rescued by the Nigerian army, and of the 234, 214 are pregnant. You can just begin to imagine the scale of sexual violence and rape that would result in 90% of the girls being pregnant. Now, naturally, the whole society, the Nigerian government, the UN agencies, the NGOs are rallying around the girls, attempting to bring some kind of therapeutic intervention for them and provide them with the medical support they need. But in the process, something is curiously absent in the news stories, and that is the question of HIV. Because when you have that range and intensity of sexual violence, it's likely that there will be transmission of the virus. And so it's terribly necessary, I assume under the auspices of UNAIDS, that all of the girls be offered testing and counseling. It's got to be done on a voluntary basis, of course, but that be offered testing and counseling, and if they should be HIV positive, then they receive the antiretroviral drugs which can prevent what we call vertical transmission, the transmission from the mother to child during the birthing process. You will note that none of the girls appears to be part of the group that was abducted from Chibok about a year ago. It's impossible to imagine the nightmare to which they have been subject. One of our colleagues at AIDS-Free World has written an excellent blog about this issue. We urge you to go to the website and read it. And that brings me to the second half of this commentary, the issue that so completely absorbed us over the last many days. Next Wednesday, May 13th, we're holding a press conference in New York. AIDS-Free World is holding a press conference to announce a campaign to deal with sexual exploitation and abuse committed by United Nations peacekeepers. Now, this has been a subject which has confounded the United Nations for 20 years and more, and we think we have found an answer which will actually get to the zero tolerance that the United Nations pretends. And we're going to unveil it as part of a campaign at the press conference. And the press conference has summoned together an extraordinary group of experts. We have Graça Machel, the former First Lady of Mozambique, First Lady of South Africa. She was married to Nelson Mandela and is the author of that remarkable report in the 1990s on the consequences of armed conflict on children. We have General Romeo Dallaire, the force commander in Rwanda for the UN during the genocide. We have Theo Soa, the head of the Africa Women's Development Fund. We have Ambassador Anwar al-Chowdhury from Bangladesh, and Bangladesh is a troop-contributing country. Ambassador Chowdhury knows what he talks of. And above all, we have our own co-director, Paula Donovan, who has been studying this subject for more than a year and will bring to the details of the campaign and the details of the issue a tremendous amount of informed knowledge. So again, we urge you to come to the website as of next Wednesday and see what unfolds. I've spoken of last week. I look forward to next week. I'm Stephen Lewis.